David, how are you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Really, really good. Such a pleasure to talk to you. Right off the bat, the most difficult question, and you can't say Violent Night. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Um, Miracle on 34th Street, the original black and white. I cry every time. I cry every time.
That's a fantastic pick. I gotta back that one up. When it comes to the 87 North productions, they are the movies that I think I will end up pausing the most because there's so many intricate little action beats in every big action scene. And I know, having just watched this once, I'm like, I'm gonna have to see this two or three more times just to get every single hammer blow and ice pick stab and stuff like that. Was there a particular action sequence in this that proved to be for you very tricky technically?
Yeah, there's a fight in the shed where we introduce the hammer and he fights like, it's like 20 guys or something. They come into this shed and he's in the shadows with this hammer and sort of runs around sneakily, killing tons of people with all different devices. At one point, he's got the hammer. At one point, he's got ice skates. He's got it's a shed, so a barn, so a wood chipper gets turned on at one. He's got a lot of things to hurt people with, and it was extremely intricately choreographed sequence, and they wanted me to do as much of it as I could myself, because in choreography it's nice to be able to shoot someone's face while they're doing something, and it's fun, I think, for an audience too, to watch the actor do it. I know that when I saw Charlize in Atomic Blonde, I remember that sequence with the frying pan, the whole thing, and going like, oh, that's her. Wow, she's really doing that. That's amazing that she learned all that stuff. So I think there was a part of that. And so it really took a long time to learn that choreography. And then even on set, it was very intense. But those guys are the best in the world. And they really know how to create an environment that allows you to do your best work. And they know how to train you and keep you on task. And they also make you look really good. So it was very tricky technically, but it was also a real pleasure.
I chatted to Bob Odenkirk when he was doing Nobody, and he said like there was one particular sequence in it on the bus, and something happens in that scene that I think wasn't entirely supposed to happen, but it ended up looking really cool. So they're like, we're just going to keep that in because it looks really cool. Was there anything like that where you're like, were there any like accidents or onset injuries, or were there any stunts that went slightly awry? Because this is, as you said, everything's so intricate, but there's a lot to everything as well.
Yeah, they were very creative on the day. And sometimes you have to mix things up for camera angles anyway. So you'll have to re-choreograph something. But we were very spontaneous on the day. We'd have a choreo that we liked, but then as we were getting into it, if things didn't feel quite right, there were various like stabs and grabs and throws so it was a lot of improvisation. I mean, that's the great thing about that sort of improvisation, though, is if you have something very well established, and one of the ways they like to work is, even though the choreographed stuff, they'll teach you sequences. They'll teach you like a bunch of different punches in a throw, or a bunch of different, and they're more like chunks of like A, B, C. And so they'll say, all right, C doesn't work here. Let's throw in B. And so in that way, you can revamp stuff very quickly. I'm trying to think of something like specifically that happened. I can't remember. There were some sort of stunt problems that I wasn't involved in. But there was, there was some stuff with the vehicles that was tough. Because I'll tell you what the funniest thing was, and this is so dumb. It's like you think it's going to be one of those big sequences where the stunt is so complicated, but those were smooth as silk. But there was one dumb sequence where, as I'm running off with that little sled, I'm running off this sled to go like chase the bad guys down this hill. And I was running through a flat part. And then I was supposed to run through about, 2.5 feet of snow or 3 feet of snow, where like you're down in the snow and you're just running through the snow. And the minute you get in 3 feet of snow, it's the reason why people have snowshoes, so they can run on top of snow. Because I didn't realize the minute you get into 3 feet of snow, you cannot move. It's like quicksand. So there is a dumb take. It was such a bad night. It was like 3 a.m, 20 below. I was so tired and so angry. And they were like, just run into that field. And I ran into that field and I just got stuck. And I just got stuck and I couldn't move. I was like, that's good. But so it was like dumb things like that on this movie. Like just running was a problem. But the big stunt sequences went kind of flawlessly.
Well, I'm already looking forward to that blooper reel. So, David, thank you so much for your time today.
God, I hope they don't put that on the blooper reel, but they probably will.
No such thing as Santa.
These bad men, they're all on my naughty list. Naughty.
That's naughty!
And what do you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Where is it?
I gotta watch.
Well, I believe in you, Santa.
Violent night.